our physical, our waking reality is literally just a waking dream. It works the same exact way, but there is more of a delay to our manifestations.
For the rugged, for the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all.
Yo, what's going on? It is Miguel, and I'm super excited about this video because I'm about to be reviewing a book that I just got last week. Finished the entire thing in 2 days, less than 2 days actually, and it is a new book that Vadim Zeland came out with called Tufti The Priestess. Vadim Zeland, look at her, let it focus, boom. Now let's let it focus back on me. Boom, we're good. So, if I had to describe this book, I would say it is basically a shorter, slightly different version of reality transurfing. It definitely talks a lot about how we're walking through a dreamlike, energetic reality. It comes at it in a more digestible way and a funny way. Because this entire book is from the point of view of this girl that's on the page called Tufti The Priestess. And she's just like basically running down the entire thing. And what's funny about this book is that the entire time she's just talking crap to you because she's like, you don't even get it under any yet. I have to explain all of this to you, you little slug. Watch. I'm gonna see if I can find, like, she'll randomly be explaining something and she'll just like start calling you like a little slug. She'll be like, oh, I have to explain this to you, you little slug. Don't worry. I'll explain it to you, you little slimy, gross slug. You don't get any of this yet. Yeah, she says, bye for now, snails. Okay, pleasure before business, my little buffoons. Like, cause she like wraps up everything and like explains it all very concisely. And she's like, nobody loves you except for me, cause like she's the only one explaining this stuff. So that's what makes it a little funny, cause it's like told from the point of view of this very funny teacher named Tufti the Priestess. And the concept of this book is that life is a movie, and it's not a movie told linearly. You know how, so the way movies work is every single strip of film exists on its own. So if you were to take like the same film and you were to take one strip and put it in one side of the world and take another strip, the very strip that came right after it, and put it on the other side of the world, these two strips of film have no existence of each other. If you look at them, they look almost identical, except like one finger might be here, and then in the next strip, the finger might be like this. Like, they look nearly identical, but they are completely different. This, according to this book and all of Vadim Zeland's books, this is how reality works. This is how quantum physicists understand reality. Is that we're all just sitting, like time doesn't exist in the way that we understand. Instead, it exists inside of multiple points inside of reality. And you are able to choose which point in reality you would like to be in. And it is explained how to do that inside of this book, but the first thing you need to understand is how to position yourself inside of reality and start thinking about reality in this way, which is very interesting and very mind-bending when you start to think about reality like that. Like, time is not linear in the way that we are taught. Instead, we are able to, it is like there's multiple points in time, like inside of like infinite space. And at every single point, your thoughts are basically, I guess I'm going over here, we're thinking like this, we're thinking like this, Instead of like my hand moving from here to here, I am switching between parallel realities where my hand exists here, Another parallel reality where my hand exists here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Every single nanosecond is a different parallel reality. That is how reality works according to quantum physicists, and from the way I've experienced it, I would have to agree. Now, one of the things I'm going to urge you to do is that the first thing that they talk about is the two screens. And it's literally the very first chapter. And reality just looks different after this 1, 2, 3 pages. Like 3 pages and boom, like your relationship with reality is completely shifted. So there are two screens. Two screens that you look at, that you look through in order to see reality. The first screen is the outer reality. That is everything that exists outside of you. The physical objects, this camera, this thing. When you look at me, I'm outside of your reality. The laptop or phone that you were looking at this on. That is the outer reality. And then there is the inner reality, which is like your thoughts and your emotions, everything that's going on internally. Now, what most people are doing is they only look at one screen at a time. But you can immediately switch your relationship with reality if you look at both screens at the same time. You sit your awareness in between both of those screens at the same time, and you hold both of those realities inside of yourself at the same time. So just go ahead and pause this video for a second and look around your room or wherever you're at right now, and also keep in mind how you feel internally and the thoughts that you are feeling. Like, hold both of those things inside of your awareness at the same time. So go ahead, pause the video right now and do that. All right, so if you did it correctly, and I just did it too, if you notice, like I just like looked around real quick. If you notice, everything seems like it has way more detail to it. The colors look a little bit more vibrant, and there's just a lot more inner peace when you hold both of these things in your awareness at the same time. It is the most bizarre thing, and I can't believe we're not taught this like immediately, because like it's just like, oh, like you're just like, oh, like it's one of those moments, and maybe you didn't get it at first. I would highly suggest you keep trying to hold these things in your awareness at the same time, because that alone can do a lot for you, especially if you were doing everything in your power in order to hold these things in your awareness. Because that's one of the main things that this book teaches, is to hold your awareness there majority of the time, because most people are only having one thing in their awareness at once. Excuse me, at once. And it explains that that's when you become a character inside of the movie instead of, or a mannequin inside of the store instead of, or a character in, hold on, sorry, excuse me, words are getting jumbled. So they're saying that you become a character inside of the movie that has no awareness that they are in a movie when you only hold one of those perspective screens inside of your awareness at once. But the second you hold both of those screens inside of your awareness at once, then you become the character that came alive. Oh my God, I'm inside of a movie. I get to control everything. I am inside of a dream. Wow. So that is basically how you come alive inside of the movie, and how you can start dictating how your movie ends. He also makes a point to start talking about how reality is more like a dream than it is like physical, if that makes sense. So inside of a dream, if you ever read up or practiced lucid dreaming, you know that inside of a dream, you are capable of manifesting anything that you want inside of your dream instantaneously. Now, according to quantum physicists, our waking reality is literally just a waking dream. It works the same exact way, but there is more of a delay to our manifestations, because there's a lot more physicality to this reality, to this dream state that we are in. So he calls it the waking dream, I believe. And it's honestly no different than your dream state, other than the fact that this state is more physical and it just takes a little longer in order to make things happen. Other than that, so those are the two main ideas that are inside of this book. And aside from that, he is just like, this book is not big, like it's very short, especially comparing it to reality transurfing. It's like a 5-volume book. The thing is thick, man. But this book, like, it's very short chapters, so there are, they don't have them numbered. But there's tons of chapters, so this long list of chapters, and then these chapters as well. But every single chapter is like 3 to 4 pages. So it's a very short read, because like every single time you finish a chapter, you're like, oh, nice, I might as well keep reading. Like, I'm getting so much done. So it's a very short and easy read. It's funny. Like, there's multiple times that I had to chuckle because she kept calling me a snail. So aside from those two very big teaching points about how to hold your awareness and the new way of thinking of reality, everything else is full of tactics and different ways of looking at reality that you can use in order to start walking through a movie. So it's called Tufti the Priestess Live Stroll Through a Movie, and it's literally you are taking a live stroll through a movie. You are the one character that is awake. You are the one who is basically taking control of everything else. That is what is so beautiful about this book. It's just so easy to go through. And one of the coolest things is that the last 2 chapters, so after the conclusion, it takes a few pages to go over the methods real quick and go over the basic principles one more time, which is awesome because you don't have to go through the book again. Although at the end it mentions a few things. The first thing it mentions is that you don't want to let people know that this is what you're doing. Obviously, you can teach this stuff, you can let people know that this stuff exists, but as you are walking through your movie, you don't want to anger the other characters who are inside of their movie. It always says inside of Vadim Zeland's books that you want to be yourself and allow others to be themselves. So you don't want to like let people know, oh, I'm doing this thing because I like this exists in my life because of this, or that's a bad example. You don't want to just blatantly like keep acting normal is basically what this book says inside of the conclusion. Continue to act normal, and don't make it blatantly obvious. Just like do your thing, hold your awareness where it is, and just be the light, be the example. It mentions that as you start doing this stuff, people are, I'm actually going to explain it the way that that this book explains it, which is funny. Like, this book is funny. It says once you start getting the hang of all of this stuff and you start embodying the stuff that this book teaches, you are going to turn into a butterfly. And all of the slugs and snails are going to see you radiating, and they're gonna slime their way over and poke their little gross snail eyes out in order to see what you're about, because you're doing something different. You're just different. They're going to all take notice when you hold your awareness in this way. And so there's no need to blatantly tell everyone. People are going to naturally ask you, yo, there's something different about you, or yo, you're creating a life for yourself that's awesome. How are you doing it? And you get to tell them about this book as well as others. It also says don't give away this book to anyone because this is yours. Your book holds an energetic power to it, and you want to keep it. You want to just tell people about the book whenever they ask and let them get their own. I forgot what else I was going to say. That there was a few things that they mentioned at the end of this book. So yeah, they say don't give away your book. People are going to start asking you about stuff. Yeah, I forgot where else I was going with that point. But the other thing I want to mention is that this book makes a very big push. It focuses a lot on not being lazy, which I want to also mention in this video. And I mentioned in all of my reality transurfing talks and posts and all of that stuff is that you need to take action. This is the stuff that gets shared the least for whatever reason. I don't understand it. But even in this book, whenever she's talking about how you need to better yourself and you need to take action towards your dreams, you can't just sit on the couch and expect your dreams to come to reality. Literally, Tufti the Priestess's words, she'll literally have a long stream of text where she'll say, don't be lazy, 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 just do it. Go do some self-development stuff. Go get better. Go do it. Don't be lazy, you little slug. You little snail. I'm the only one that loves you. No one else loves you like I do. Now go do your stuff. No bullshit. I might as well be quoting the book directly. That is the approach that you want to take with this stuff. Do not be lazy. Go do some self-development stuff. Go take any action towards your goals. Do all of the other methods that are in this book. Definitely, oh my god, definitely get this book. It's amazing. I can see myself going through this book multiple times, and I will. And that's just how good this book is. So, and comparing it to all other law of attraction teaching books, I'd have to give this book a solid 9 out of 10. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is because it is not in depth like reality transurfing is, and that is the book that I have to compare all books to because that is the 10 out of 10. So Tufti the Priestess, 9 out of 10. Definitely go get this book. You'll see a link down below. Go ahead and click it and get it. Don't read the reviews. They're terrible. Just get the book, man. Get it. Peace.